Our planet is dying, and our life support systems are failing. And yet for all of the marching we do, it falls on deaf ears. We turn to our politicians who do nothing and who ignore us. And so we take to the streets time after time, and we raise our voices, and we tell them what it is that we demand from them. And we demand that our world be changed to make sure that it's sustainable. And that to make sure that in the future we have a planet for all life to thrive and survive on. And so we demand every day for these very simple requests. But we must also turn to ourselves, and we must also raise each other up and put ourselves in this system of obligation and responsibility. And we say, what can we do as well to bring about the change that we demand from this planet? What do we ask from each other? And so, when we turn to the science, which we often do, to find what it is that we should ask from others, the science also tells us what it is that we should ask from ourselves as individuals as well. And so for us to talk about the problems related to climate, without addressing what sits and lies on our plates, is to overlook the fundamental problem of how we as individuals have an impact that supersedes just what it is that we demand from others. And so I say that in 2050 or 2060, and we look back on our time on this planet, will we say that we did everything that we can as individuals? Did we say that we changed how we viewed others and we changed how we lived? Because the single biggest thing that we can do, according to the biggest study ever conducted exploring farming and the environment, is to go vegan and live vegan. And so every day that we ignore the science is no different to every day that our politicians ignore the science. And so demand change from those in power, but also demand change from us, individuals, and say, what is it that we can do? How can we protect this planet for future generations of humans and non-human animals as well? Those sentient beings whose throats are cut for something that destroys our planet and is incredibly unnecessary when it comes to our own life. And so I say, please, look at ourselves and ask ourselves the difficult questions. And so when we leave today, we leave saying we will do everything that we can. We will look at how our lifestyles impact the world and impact those sentient beings who feel, who are conscious, who are sentient, and who deserve life just as we do. And so my message is very simple. Whilst there is violence on our plate, there will be violence in our rainforests. Whilst there is violence on our plate, there will be violence in our oceans. If we want a world in the future that helps everyone and is sustainable, then that world must be vegan. Thank you for being here.